All right, for our first demo today, I have a linear slider. This one came out okay. I'm going to make a much nicer one from scratch in a second. But first, let me just brainstorm some of the ways that this could be customized. You could put little arrows on here. You could put symbols or whatever to make this like a counter for something. And you could put words on here or numbers or symbols. And yeah, and so I also added these rings on the top, and the idea is that you could attach a string to connect both of them, and then that would you could hang that like on the refrigerator or something. And then another feature that you should see here is that there's this notch cut out, and that's for the first time you put this thing on. You need a way to actually get it on where it's not gonna be too easy to slide off. And I can do a better job with that. You could also load an SVG symbol onto here. There's really a lot. So let's start over from scratch. And I think linear sliding motion is probably the simplest kind of motion that you can create with a 3D design. So that's why I like to start with it. Come on, moving a little slow today. No problem. I think once you master linear motion, you can move on to circular motion and other kinds of motion. So let's start with a box. Let's create that long sliding piece. How long can it be? I want this one to be longer than the last one. Let's just max it out for the printer. The printer can go 8 inches wide, which is about 200 millimeters. But actually, if I go diagonal on the printer, I can get it closer to 10. So I think if I go to 240, it may be possible to fit that on the printer. Okay, how tall does the slider piece need to be? Let's just, let's make it 10. Let's stick with 20, that's fine. But the important thing, yeah, we can just leave this. The important thing is to get the shape on the side. I'm going to use the green roof shape. You could also try the round roof shape. I'm not sure if one is better than the other in terms of creating a groove. There may be other options too. But let's try this one. I have to rotate it twice to get it facing the right direction. So let's do that. I snap it 90 degrees this way. And I snap it 90 degrees this way. And I hit D to get back on the surface. So yeah, they're both 20 tall. I guess that's a good reason to leave it alone. So you have to look very close and make sure that you're not, there's no gap as there actually is here. I'm going to move that over by 1, so now we're not overlapping. And then I'm also going to stretch this to the end of the thing. Okay. I'm just going to look around a little bit. Yep, close enough. Doesn't need to be all the way to the end. I think this should be just a little wider before I put the other side on. Not way wider. Okay, and then I copy and paste. And you can see it's kind of sitting on the inside there. That's fine. I'm going to hit the mirror button, which is also M. And you can see it's kind of hard to tell, but I have 1, 2, and 3 arrows, 3 different possible directions to mirror the thing. I want to mirror in this direction. And it's still kind of hard to see, but you will see everything in a second. So I'm just going to move that out to the other side, make sure that it is overlapping just a little. There's no gap between these pieces. And that's very good. And my last step with this piece is to pull all 3 together and group them. You could also hit Control A. And next we're going to build the slider piece.